Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be here on the Hunter Call the Wild. We're going to be talking a little bit about EW's live stream today. So there were some interesting things that were said about potentially getting a new reserve here coming up in June and just some stuff like that. So I figured I'd go ahead, make a quick video just kind of talking about some of it. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Now the live stream ended about 30 minutes ago as I'm recording this, so a lot of this is still kind of fresh on my mind on what some of the questions were and stuff like that, but we are going to be getting a new reserve. Jaxie pretty much confirmed it that we are going to be getting one, which is exciting. We usually get one every 6 months anyway, so this was kind of expected, but every June and December we do get one, the last one being the New England Mountains. Another thing that was asked was, is the map going to be North American or like a Europe map? Now he didn't really talk about the Europe part of it, so that's kind of interesting. Maybe we're going to be going to Europe in this next reserve, which I mean, if we are, then we're probably going to be getting a European Bison Great One, which we will talk about here in a little bit, just the Great Ones and stuff in general. But then he said we're not going to be in North America this time, so that is, I think, pretty good. I think we can kind of move away from North America for a little bit. I still would love to get a Texas map, or not a North American, but a Canada map, so I do think that's something that needs to happen in the future. But for now, since we just got New England, I think we can kind of move away from North America. There's still a huge world out there that they can make maps on. It's going to be interesting to see what the future does hold for this game. There's going to be a number of new species. He did confirm that, so that's exciting as well. So I want to kind of talk about the two main maps that have been requested for many years now. That is Africa 2.0 and Australia. Those two have been highly requested for quite some time. So when he was asked about Africa 2.0, it was more like him asking us what we wanted to see, and then he started talking about Africa 2.0. He said it's more like an endgame map, which I kind of agree in some ways. I would love to see Africa in this next update, but the way he was talking, we're not going to be getting it. Now he could just be trying to throw us off the trail, and that's the map we do get, who knows. But I don't think we're getting Africa 2.0, just because, like you said, it's an in-game map. It would be a map that everyone plays, and if they do it right, it could be the best map they've ever done. So I don't know. I think it's going to be Australia, though. That's kind of what I've been kind of leaning towards here recently, is Australia. Now they could throw a curveball and we could get something completely different, but we're going to talk about Australia a little bit here today, some of the species we might find on that map, and then we're going to talk about some of the Great One info and stuff like that. So with Australia, there are a ton of different species over there. I think if we do get an Australian map, it would be more deer heavy than anything, because there are a lot of deer that are in Australia, but we have red deer, which are on a few maps already. It's also one of the species in the game that has a great one, so that would instantly add a great one onto this new map. We have fallow deer, chital, which is basically an axis deer, hog deer, rusa, and sandbar. I would love to hunt sandbar here in Call of the Wild. Water buffalo as well. That would give water buffalo a second map. They're on Parque Fernando right now. I think that would be great. We haven't seen a buffalo or bison or like a big game animal like that in quite some time, since Silver Ridge Peaks. So I think getting a new big game animal on a new map would be fantastic. There's also wild boar over there, kangaroo, which would be fantastic to hunt. I think that would be so fun. Dingoes, saltwater crocodile. I do think we will see crocodiles at some point, even if we get like an Africa 2.0 somewhere further down the line. I do think that's a map that would have crocodiles, and we already have alligators in the game, so it'd pretty much be like the same model. You would just have to do a few different change up some of the features on the crocodile to make it look like a crocodile. But we have the feral goats. That would be a second map for them. They're on Te Awara. And there's a lot of feral animals in Australia just in general, like a lot. You have feral cats, feral dogs. I don't know if I could actually hunt a feral dog or cat in the game, but you just kind of get the idea. There's a lot of them. You could see feral camels. That would be something that'd be very interesting if they added a camel into the game. And like I said, there's feral ones over there, so it'd be pretty interesting. And then also you have like rabbits and ducks and stuff. Didn't add any specific details about which species of duck or rabbit we could see, because I think we could see quite a few, especially if they want to add a bunch of different animals into the new reserve. I think they will add quite a few ducks and rabbits to kind of fill that out. But that's just some of the options. Let me know down in the comments what you think. What other options are there over there in Australia to hunt? Did I miss some? What do you want to see specifically? And yeah, like he said though, with the number of new species that could be coming to this reserve, it makes sense that we could see a lot of these new deer species. So let's go ahead and talk about the next great one and what I think it's going to be. So there's a lot of different options for a new great one. What they've been doing is sticking to the non-DLC maps, which are Leighton Lakes and Hirschfelden, and they've been making great ones so that pretty much everyone can grind for one. Even if you don't buy DLCs and stuff, you could still grind for it on the 2 free maps. And eventually they're going to run out of animals on that. So we're going to talk about some of the animals that are on the non-DLC maps and then some that would be on DLC maps. The first one that comes to mind is fallow deer, because we talked about Australia. There's fallow deer on Australia. If they do an Australian map, I think fallow deer is a no-brainer. We'll kind of have to wait and see though. I think that would be a fun one to hunt though. You have wild boar as well. That's on Hirschfelden. They could do that at some point if they do an Australian map. Wild boar could be the next great one. Water buffalo, for instance, that's one that's on Parque Fernando, so it's not a base game map. But water buffalo, I think, would be incredible as a great one. You could do lions, that would be fun. Mule deer, I think mule deer would be one of my favorites. Roosevelt elk, what else is there? Rocky Mountain elk. There's a lot of different options for the next great one, and I just kind of want to know what you guys think. I've done polls on this in the past, but let me know down in the comments, what great one would you like to see here in the game? Me personally, I'm gonna say probably like an elk species, mule deer or an elk, but I think it could be fallow deer potentially if we do get an Australian map, and who knows what we're gonna get. European bison is another one that has been floating around for quite some time since we got a European bison multi-mount with the last little update that they had. So that's potentially what could happen if we do get a Europe map. I really don't know, but let me know down in the comments, what do you think? Like, what's the next map gonna be? What's the next great one gonna be? But I really do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. It really does help out the channel, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.